For Charlie, making the blood rescue pill is just ordinary, not a big deal. However, others can't say this thing. Although it can prolong life, but at least it has a life-saving effect at the most critical moment, which is more important. With it, it is equivalent to saving one life at a critical moment. Warnya is the best example. If it hadn't been for a pill that she carried close to her body, the moment she fell from a cliff in Japan, she would have disappeared like everyone else in a foreign country. Therefore, deep in the hearts of everyone present, they were so excited that there was nothing to add. Charlie distributed the pill one by one, and then said to everyone, "Everyone collect the medicine, let's continue to eat." Then everyone cautiously put the wooden box containing the pill into their pockets, got up, and returned to their seats. After the meal, the guests enjoyed themselves. Until 9 o'clock in the evening, when the meal was over, Doris still did not contact Charlie. Charlie drove away from Chin Gang's villa, and then took out his mobile phone, ready to call Doris, and asked her if she had any trouble. At this moment, Doris was at home, anxiously awaiting the results of police criminal investigators. More than a dozen professional criminal investigators have come to the house to conduct a carpet inspection of the entire house, but the source of the poisoning is still not found. At this moment, the phone in Doris's pocket suddenly rang. She was taken aback by the ringing of the phone, and immediately took out her mobile phone and realized that Charlie was calling. Then she remembered that she also promised Charlie that she would go to the dinner he organized in the evening. However, looking at the time on the phone again, it is already 9 o'clock in the evening. She was stunned by the time, and she thought to herself, "Why is it 9 o'clock all of a sudden?" Oh, she completely forgot about the time. She let the young master's invitation go. The young master will not blame her, right? Thinking of this, she quickly connected to the phone and said in a very sorry tone, "Master, I'm really sorry, I have something in my house, I forgot the time." "I'm sorry." Charlie heard the nervousness in her voice, and said, "It's okay, I didn't call to reprimand you or something, I mainly wanted to ask what happened to you. Do you need something? Any help?" Doris said hurriedly, "Master, I don't have much need of help, but I encountered some unexpected incidents at home. I have been dealing with it right now, but I was so busy that I forgot the time." Charlie seriously said, "If you need help with anything, you must not be polite to me, just open your mouth and say it." At this moment, Doris was moved in her heart and suddenly remembered the revival pill. "One rejuvenating pill is enough to solve all the problems faced by my father. However, the value of the rejuvenating pill is too expensive. I tried to get it at every turn. 1 billion, how can I afford it? Since I can't afford it, should I ask the young master for one? How can I open this mouth?" Thinking of this, she felt depressed. Stubbornly said, "Thank you for your kindness, master, I can handle it by myself, but I couldn't make the appointment for your meal." "I'm really sorry," Charlie said in a convenient way, "it doesn't matter about the meal is. For family matters, we will have another dinner for another day." Doris gratefully said, "Thank you so much, master." Charlie smiled indifferently, "It's okay, don't be so polite with me." When it came to this, Charlie wanted her to be busy first with the affair at hand, so that he should not delay her handling of family affairs. But at this moment, when he heard from Doris's phone, a man's voice suddenly came out. "Ms. Doris, we found out the source of your father's poison." At this time, Doris was still holding the cell phone, but when she heard this, she had completely forgotten that she was still on the phone with Charlie, and she blurted out and asked nervously, "Officer Ruslan, where is the source of the poisoning you mentioned?" Officer Ruslan held a heavy book in his latex-gloved hand and said, "Our criminal investigators found that every piece of the page in this book contains mercury dichloride. Moreover, we found that this book is very new and many. It is estimated that your father has read this book more frequently recently. He usually reads this book. In this book, the mercury dichloride smeared on his hands will continue to be contaminated, a small part of which will be directly absorbed through the skin, and some may be eaten up reaching stomach with the food when he took food in. The old generation has a bad habit, we can say. Every time they want to turn the page, they wet their fingers by licking it with the tongue. Don't know if your father has such a habit?" Doris gently nodded her head, opening. "My father does have this habit of reading books." I also said before that it is not hygienic to read books like that, but he has long been used to it, so this problem has never been corrected. Officer Ruslan nodded and said, "That's right, I think the excessive mercury dichloride in your father's body comes from this book." Doris was struck by lightning immediately, and she blurted out, "Officer Ruslan, is it possible someone deliberately poisoned my dad?" Officer Ruslan nodded and said, "From the painting process in the book, mercury dichloride is in a very fine powder form, completely spread on the paper, so it is almost colorless and tasteless. It's also difficult to identify, so it can be speculated that this is absolutely artificial, and the other party is very cautious and has a strong sense of anti-reconnaissance." Doris said angrily, "My father has taught and educated people throughout his life, and has never offended anyone. Who would do such a bad thing to him?" Officer Ruslan hurriedly asked her, "Do you know how this book came about?" Doris nodded hurriedly and said, "This book was received by my father before the Chinese New Year. It was sent by the courier." Officer Ruslan was overjoyed and asked, "Who is the sender?" Doris shook her head and said, "The courier at the time did not fill in the sender's information, but it was in it. It brought a note. The person who wrote the note claimed to be a student my dad had taught before. He said that he stumbled across this book abroad and knew that my dad would like it, so he bought it and gave it to him." Officer Ruslan frowned and asked, "Without the sender's information, did you ever doubt it?" Doris sighed and rebuked herself. "My dad has been teaching and educating people for half his life, and the students who have taught don't count it. Many students often mail some books to him, including books published by themselves, or some unknown they found in foreign countries. My father also mails some books he has read to his students. You also know that books are the most common gifts given to each other by academics, so we really didn't take it too seriously." The officer frowned and asked, "Do you have the express package?" Doris shook her head. "My mother cleans those things once a day." Officer Ruslan asked again, "What courier company was at that time used by the sender? Do you remember?" Doris thought for a while and said, "It seems to be a copy. The Postal International Express, sent from Greece." When Officer Ruslan heard this, he sighed, and said, "It seems that we can't find a clue." Doris hurriedly asked, "Why?" Officer Ruslan explained, "If it is really sent from Greece when entering the customs, it will be detected by the customs. The customs inspection methods are much stricter than ours. Many people who are clever and want to cross-border drug trafficking through similar methods will be detected by the customs. Therefore, this kind of poison is smeared. It's impossible to deliver books to your home." After that, Officer Ruslan said seriously, "I speculate that the International Express delivery is fake, and the delivery person must also be fake. The murderer is not abroad, but at home. It is very likely to be in Oruz Hill."